Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a whole stack of sources and really pull out the most important bits of knowledge and insight for you. Today, we're diving headfirst into, well, a pretty wild night of WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Episode #1352 aired live June 20th, 2025 from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our sources, they're the detailed reports right from the event. We've got the rundown on every match, every promo, all the backstage stuff. And our mission today is to really unpack the big moments, look at some surprising facts, and help you understand, the tensions and power plays that define the night. Basically guide you through what went down.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating when you look at these reports is it's not just some athletic contest lined up one after another. We're digging into the storytelling, the psychological games being played, and how everyone is positioning themselves strategically. This deep dive, it's about connecting those dots, understanding not just what happened, but, why it matters in the bigger WWE picture, what it means going forward.
Okay, so the night kicked off, and you could feel the energy in Grand Rapids. Early arrivals like Orton, Sami Zayn, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, it kind of signaled it was going to be a big one. But the focus pretty quickly shifted to LA Knight. First, we saw that recap from Raw, right, where he helped out Jey Uso. And it touched on his whole history, feeling betrayed for Money in the Bank in the King of the Ring tournament. That led him straight to calling out Seth Rollins.
Right, and Paul Heyman steps in. Rollins' associate, a master strategist. And this is where it gets interesting. He says he's the biggest LA Knight fan, but then boom, this really chilling warning tells Knight to leave before something very bad happens. And he specifically says it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Which, wow, that choice of words, it just ramps up the tension, the mystery. It makes you ask, what's Heyman's actual power here? What's his real game in this whole Rollins-Knight thing? Is he pulling the strings?
Yeah, it definitely felt like more than just advice. So LA Knight, he doesn't back down. He challenges Heymon himself to a match.
Which Heymon cleverly dodges, of course.
Of course. And that leads straight into an ambush. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed jump Knight. They get the upper hand for a bit, but Knight, well, he fights back, grabs a chair, clears the ring, and makes a statement. And then almost immediately, we find out backstage the SmackDown GM made it official for later. Bronson Reed versus LA Knight, one-on-one.
Quick work by management there.
Right. No time wasted. So the first actual match of the night was for the Queen of the Ring tournament, a semifinal. Asuka taking on Alexa Bliss. These tournaments, they're a big deal, setting up major opportunities for the winners. And Asuka, she got the win, pinfall, hit that Empress Impact knee. Took about 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Pretty decisive.
Yeah, and that win immediately sent ripples through the women's division. Backstage, the reactions told a story. You had B-Fab, Michin, Jade Cargill, all looking impressed, which then led B-Fab and Michin straight to Nick Aldis, the GM, talking about their tag team title goals. See how one result instantly shifts focus and creates new opportunities elsewhere. It's like dominoes falling.
Absolutely. And then Byron Saxton interviews Jade Cargill about her own qualifier coming up on Raw against Roxanne Perez. Cargill, totally unimpressed by Perez. She calls Asuka a storm on the horizon, but says she's the storm aiming to get the crown. Basically, nobody's stopping her.
Yeah, that promo wasn't just confidence, it was dominance, a real statement piece. She's positioning herself as this unstoppable force, setting the bar incredibly high.
It really felt that way. Later on, backstage, we saw Alexa Bliss, obviously disappointed after her loss. Chelsea Green and her security were there too. Charlotte Flair steps in, scares off Green. But the interesting part, Alexa didn't ask for Charlotte's help at all.
Mm-hmm. That definitely hints at some unresolved stuff between them, right? That little detail speaks volumes. Still some friction there.
For sure. Okay, so the ring then fills up with some serious championship contenders. We've got Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton. Quite the lineup. Jey Uso interrupts Cody first, acknowledges they've teamed up before, but says their King of the Ring match on Monday, it's just about them. Only one winner, and it's going to be JD. Pretty direct.
Very direct. No messing around.
Then Sami Zayn comes out. He talks about sharing the ring with great friends, two of the best. But then he points out, hey, I'm the only one here who hasn't been world champion yet. He mentions JD's WrestleMania win, Cody finishing his story. But now, Sami says, it's his turn to finish his story. You could feel the passion there.
Oh, yeah. And then Orton enters, and it really changed the whole dynamic, up the ante for the tournament. He looks at Rhodes, reminds him about chasing Cena, going for title number 15, turns to Jey, shows respect, but warns him if they meet in the final. 3 letters in one move, the RKO. And Sami. Orton actually says Sami will be champ one day, just not at SummerSlam. Because, again, RKO, that level of direct, almost like prophetic challenge from Orton, it puts immense pressure on everyone else and kind of positions him as the guy to beat. What does that really signal for the tournament, you know?
It felt huge. And that intensity definitely carried over into the semifinal match itself. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. Orton gets the win. Pinfall after hitting the RKO. Match went 11 minutes, 25 seconds. Just a dominant performance from Orton.
Textbook Orton, really, seizing the moment.
Right. Then things shifted to the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. She confronts Nia Jax, calling her a toxic ex. Apparently, Jax felt betrayed because she'd given Stratton advice. So it's personal. This leads to Stratton accepting a challenge for next week. Last woman standing match for the title.
A brutal match stipulation. No pinfalls, no submissions. Just got to keep your opponent down for a 10 count.
Exactly. And Stratton added a condition. No chair shots allowed. Interesting twist there. So they start brawling right then and there, and Nia Jax gets the upper hand, which leads to Naomi trying to cash in her Money in the Bank contract.
Opportunistic, seeing Stratton down.
Totally. But Jax keeps pulling Naomi out of the ring, stopping the cash in multiple times. Stratton eventually recovers, kicks Naomi into Jax, and then just escapes, leaves them both laid out by the announce table. Pretty smart escape, actually.
Very smart. And that whole sequence was fascinating strategically. Naomi trying to seize the moment, Jax almost protectively stopping her, and Stratton using the chaos to get away. Lots of layers there.
Definitely. Okay, then we moved into something really personal. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Solo finds Fatu backstage, apologizes for whatever happened between them, asks him to come to the ring to talk. In the ring, Solo says he loves Fatu, says being tribal chief taught him about family, and Fatu is all he has left. Seems genuine, maybe.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because Fatu's reaction was pure skepticism. Right away, he accuses Solo of just using him for power, for fame, especially now that Fatu has the U.S. title. Fatu literally says the title is the problem between them. Then he lays the belt down, challenges Solo to fight for it, warns him, don't get in my way. This wasn't just about a belt, you know, it felt deeper. Betrayal, legacy, family, power.
Yeah, raw emotion.
Yeah.
Solo tries to strike first. Fatu counters with a headbutt. JC Mateo runs in to help. Solo gets beaten down by Fatu. Then Jimmy Uso runs out for the save. But Solo and Mateo overwhelm him initially.
Chaos. Absolute chaos.
Until Fatu recovers. Takes out Mateo, takes out Solo. Then there's this intense stare down between Fatu and Jimmy Uso. His cousin, remember?
So much history there.
Right. Solo uses the distraction to roll out of the ring, narrowly avoiding a moonsault from Fatu. Close call. And then later backstage, Jacob Fatu makes it official. U.S. Championship match, him versus Solo Sikoa at Night of Champions. The family feud gets its title match.
Setting the stage for a huge showdown.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. Earlier in the night, we had Ron the Truth Killings kind of stirring things up. He attacked Kit Wilson, called out John Cena. Damian Priest managed to calm him down a bit, but Truth was definitely amped up for Cena, which led to the main event. Ron the Truth Killings versus John Cena. And Truth actually wins, via disqualification though. Cena attacked him with the title belt outside the ring. Match was just under 6 minutes.
A DQ win for Truth, but Cena clearly wasn't done.
Not even close, because this is where the night went completely off the rails. After the match, CM Punk runs down to the ring. Cena immediately attacks Punk, brutally, multiple shots with the title belt to the head, a low blow, and then finishes it with an attitude adjustment through a table. Just pure destruction.
Wow. I mean, the intention there was crystal clear, wasn't it, to send an undeniable message. And then Cena grabs the mic and delivers what everyone's calling this legendary pipe bomb. For anyone listening who doesn't know, a pipe bomb is like, it feels unscripted, raw, breaks down the walls between the character and reality, often airs real grievances. Cena tells Punk, who's just destroyed on the mat, I don't hate you, I hate the idea of you. Especially Punk thinking he's best in the world when Cena claims he's the greatest of all time.
He really went for it, called Punk better at bullshitting. Even broke the fourth wall, shouting out to cameraman Stu, mentioning real names like Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, Claudio Castagnoli, saying he was breaking all rules.
Yeah, the insults were incredibly personal. He called him Promo Kartoffelsalat, which is German for like promo potato salad, basically calling his promos a mess, called him Mr. TKO, jabbing at his MMA losses, suggested Punk lost his nerve, lost his balls was the phrase, I think. Said that's why he's a millionaire now. The core message, really, connecting it all. Your tweets are strong, but your actions are weak. It was more than a promo. It felt like a character assassination.
Absolutely brutal. Cena vows he'll prove he's the GOAT in Saudi Arabia. Says Punk was best for 7 minutes, 14 years ago, not longer, just twisting the knife. He dares Punk to bring his A game, says he feels the mood changing in the arena like the crowd was turning, and then confirms it. The big match for the WWE Championship. Best in the world versus greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He ends it by thanking Punk for letting him copy Punk's own famous promo style to expose him, then hits the pose. I mean, what an ending. Completely blew the roof off the place.
Unbelievable way to end SmackDown. Just jaw-dropping stuff.
So wrapping up this deep dive into SmackDown, hashtag 1352, we've covered a lot. The King and Queen of the Ring tournaments moving forward, new alliances backstage, that intense family drama with Solo and Fatu heating up. But obviously the huge takeaway, the seismic event, was John Cena's pipe bomb and that vicious attack on CM Punk.
Yeah, this deep dive really underscores how pro wrestling is this incredible mix, isn't it?
Ah.
Athleticism, complex stories, we saw strategy, we saw raw emotion, and those unfiltered critiques from Cena, blurring the lines between performance and real animosity. It keeps you guessing what's real, what's part of the show. Every word, every action piece calculated.
It really does.
So as we finish up, here's something provocative for you to think about. In this world where, these personal rivalries and on-screen personas collide so spectacularly, what does Cena's pipe bomb actually tell us about storytelling and maybe authenticity in wrestling itself? And what kind of lasting impact will this whole thing, the words, the violence, have on both Cena's and Punk's legacies as they head towards that massive championship match? Definitely something to mull over until our next deep dive. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.